For the last 2 nights, we have been recapping the stories that you voted on as the top stories of 2014. They're the result of a special WANE.com poll called 2014 Coverage You Counted On. Tonight, we wrap up our countdown with the top 5 stories of the year. The 5th big story of 2014, Fort Wayne still dangerous despite the significant drop in the homicide rate. After 44 homicides in 2013, the number in 2014 was far less than half of that. But shootings were still prevalent. In fact, the city witnessed its most flagrant gang-style shooting ever, captured on a neighbor's home surveillance video. The shooting in the 2100 block of E.B. Avenue left John DeMarcus Holman dead.
The video footage is very, very disturbing.
2 suspects, Charles Benson and Marcus Lindsay, were arrested. They'll have separate trials in February 2015. Coming in at number 4, same-sex marriage. It was on again, off again in Indiana. The ban against it officially ended October 7th after the 7th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals issued an order lifting a stay that went into place while the U.S. Supreme Court considered hearing appeals on the ban. Licenses were issued to hundreds of same-sex couples.
Are Daddy and Poppy getting married like the Little Mermaid and Prince Eric?
Yes.
Businesses are still trying to revamp their policies to adhere to the new law. The 3rd top story of the year, investigating the Sandbox Veterans. The fundraising group collected money from drivers, claiming the funds would help Iraq and Afghanistan vets with post-traumatic stress disorder. But after a series of investigative reports, News Channel 15's Adam Whitener uncovered questionable practices and helped initiate an investigation by the Indiana Attorney General's office.
I mean, if people have questions about the organization, if it's legitimate or not, if it is legitimate, why wouldn't you want to say anything about it?
So we're looking at different issues, how are they organized, how do they operate?
The group was also found to practice in Chicago. Whitener's diligence in covering the story led to the AG's office filing a lawsuit against the Sandbox Veterans. Now the AG's office is having trouble finding the group. If the Sandbox Veterans don't answer to the lawsuit notice, the Attorney General says it will likely file a motion for default judgment. The 2nd most popular story put us on the basketball court of life. Former Canterbury basketball standout Austin Hatch, who survived 2 plane crashes that killed his family and left him in a coma for 2 months, made his college debut November 10th at the University of Michigan.
Now, the gift is from Austin Hatch to every one of us. When you watch him go through our drills and our kids are encouraging him, that's a tremendous blessing to the team to see what a young man can do.
People have asked, like, oh, you should write a book and this and that. And I'm like, well, I mean, there's only been a couple chapters written. So how can you write a book after only a few chapters have happened?
His story of perseverance has received national attention as an affirmation of the incredible human spirit. And taking the top spot as the biggest story of 2014,
Snow after snow after snow after snow.
the toughest winter ever. From January through March, northeast Indiana and northwest Ohio were inundated with snow and freezing temperatures that, when combined with the wind chill, made it feel well below zero. Schools repeatedly closed, water main breaks were widespread, power outages were numerous, and travel bans were in effect.
This winter's crazy.
The resulting frozen pipes, higher heat and water bills,
it's been expensive.
Roof collapses, makeup snow days, and medical cases connected to the winter weather were felt well into the spring and summer months. With everything that resulted from the bad weather, it's no surprise the toughest winter ever came in at number 1. You can see all of the top 15 stories by going to our website, WANE.com. And as we begin a new year, rest assured that News Channel 15 will continue providing coverage you can count on. In Studio 15, I'm Terra Brantley.